What started as an innocent kiss cam moment at a Coldplay concert became a full-blown public execution. In less than 20 seconds, a CEO lost his career, his marriage, and possibly half his fortune. Then it got worse. Former employees began speaking out, accusing him of things they'd kept quiet for years. Rumors surfaced that this was actually him cheating on his second wife. And drama about the first one re-emerged. New footage exposes that it was more than just a hug at the concert. And now we've got more details on both the HR exec and the mystery woman sitting next to them.
A CEO has been sacrificed, which officially marks the beginning of summer.
A cheating couple on the jumbotron at the Coldplay concert. Holy sh!
So who handles it when HR is part of the problem?
Come on, use your brain. How are you a CEO and not using your brain?
Your side lovers only at Coldplay.
The way that this man embarrassed his wife so publicly, he should be ashamed and put in jail, and put this other one in jail too.
What's going on with Kristen? What's going on with Kristen? Well, we finally do have an update.
Coldplay, who started the North American leg of their Music of the Spheres World Tour on May 31st, was performing at the Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, when the incident took place.
So basically, Coldplay does a part of their show that's called the Jumbotron song, where Chris Martin is on the stage alone, and the camera people pan to people in the audience, and then Chris Martin makes up a song about them.
Well, look at my beautiful brother. You're very handsome, it's true. And you make me wanna sing, what a sexy young king. Oh, and happy birthday to you.
But on July 16th, TikToker Grace Springer was in the audience and captured the moment when the camera operator unknowingly selected a couple whose reaction made things take a pretty suspicious turn. Currently has over 125 million views, Trouble in Paradise, and from there it absolutely took off. People in the comments were quick to chime in. He's so real for saying either they're having an affair or they're really shy. Messy. Coldplay hasn't made a single in years. Last night, they made 2. The chance of your marriage and career being destroyed at a Coldplay concert is low, but never zero. They made it so much worse by hiding. If I saw my husband cuddled up with his mistress at the Coldplay concert, I would actually be sent to the psych ward. The cameraman just did the partners of these two a huge service. But was Chris Martin and all of the comments right in their assumption that the two were having an affair? Well, leave it up to the internet to find out. Sleuths got right to it, and the video's comment section was flooded with people naming who the couple was. His name is Andy Byron. Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and astronomer CMO Kristen Cabot.
17 minutes. I just saw a video that said it was 17 minutes between the time the Coldplay concert footage hit the internet and those people being identified.
And in case you were wondering, yup, they're both married. That is Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and the woman is his CPO, Kristen Cabot. Andy is married with 2 kids. She is also married, LMAO. The way y'all found out who they are, who their spouses are, how many children they have, their job titles, and what business they're affiliated with amazes me. I can't imagine what their spouse is feeling today. And people who had seen all of this play out decided to find Andy's wife through social media. She's going to wake up to this, literally heartbreaking. You've got so many people on your side and rooting for you. Stay strong. It's so much worse seeing she's obviously a kind person and doting mother. You don't deserve this. Others immediately got to work bombarding Andy's LinkedIn page with comments. Oh, to be an employee at Astronomer just so I can hear all the gossip. Don't cheat, bro. And Astronomer, that company that Andy is CEO of, it's a tech firm valued at over $1.3 billion, known for helping major companies like Apple and Ford manage and move their data efficiently behind the scenes. Andy, back in May of this year, he even helped bring in a hefty amount of funding to the company.
Andy Byron, Astronomer's CEO, joins me now in studio with more. Andy, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, great to have you on the show, and congratulations on this new round.
Thanks. It's really exciting for our company. We see a huge opportunity ahead of us.
And a few months later, when Andy and Kristen were caught in 4K, the company got into PR mode pretty quickly.
The moment we have all been waiting for, finally, is Astronomer actually posting a statement on their LinkedIn. Of course, they gave the most basic statement just talking about that they are looking into it and, they expect their employees, blah, 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 blah.
It was posted to their LinkedIn profile the day after the incident saying, "Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability. The board of directors has initiated a formal investigation into this matter, and we will have additional details to share very shortly." They also made sure to keep the comments turned off on their most recent LinkedIn posts. And the next day, they shared that Andy had been placed on leave and a new interim CEO would be replacing him for now. He also allegedly released a statement in response to the incident saying, "I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake played out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, and to figure out the next steps, personally and professionally. I ask for privacy as I navigate that process. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. As a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Andy." And people seem to take this statement and run with it.
Instead of just owning it, he writes a statement that basically says, "I'm taking accountability, but how dare you all watch? Bro, you were at a Coldplay concert, on a jumbotron, at Gillette Stadium, not a confessional." And then he hits us with the, "I hope we think more deeply about making people a spectacle." Man, the only spectacle we have here is a CEO forgetting what leadership actually looks like.
You're gonna blame Chris Martin for what you did? You're gonna place blame on Coldplay for your infidelity and transgressions with a higher up at your company, of which you are the CEO? Child, please.
But it came to light that these words did not come from Andy when Astronomer made it clear that Andy had, in fact, not spoken out at all, writing, "Andy Byron has not put out any statement. Reports saying otherwise are all incorrect."
Interesting that there's been reports that the actual CEO has released a statement, but it's clear that the statement was actually fake.
Guess I owe the Astronomer CEO a huge apology. Turns out it wasn't real. But you want to know what was real? What we all saw on that big screen at Gillette Stadium during the Coldplay concert. That's what was real.
There has also been a few alleged statements made by Meghan as well.
It has come to my attention, and apparently to the attention of half the internet, that my husband, Andrew Byron, has made certain ... choices. Public ones, under stadium lights, during a Coldplay concert, a venue not typically associated with infidelity, but here we are. Let me be perfectly clear. I am not issuing this statement in defense nor in heartbreak. I am issuing it in power, in precision, in silk gloves and sharpened wit.
The statement goes on like this, but it became clear pretty quickly that it was fabricated and didn't come directly from Meghan herself.
I want to share with you the telltale signs how you can spot a fake formal statement. First, any good PR person knows how to officially format a press statement or a press release. First, just the formatting at the top telling you formal statement from Meghan Byron. I mean, that is a big H1. And then the H2 would usually be what the point of the statement is. But here we have wife of Andy Byron. Like, really? People don't know that, but the big SEO plug there. And also we have the date dash Manhattan, New York. But where in Manhattan? Just Manhattan? No accreditation whatsoever.
This was likely created using ChatGPT and posted to a fake Facebook page, many of which had been popping up since the incident took place. At this time, neither Andy, Kristen, Meghan, or Kristen's husband have officially released any statements on the incident. But Meghan was sure to make one thing very clear. She was done with Andy the moment that video came to light, and she removed his last name from her actual Facebook account, which has since been deactivated.
Now, over on Facebook, while everybody was sending her these notifications, you can actually see Meghan's full name over on Facebook. And then just about an hour, because you gotta make it official. Just about an hour ago, Megan had taken off the last name Byron off her Facebook because she know what's up. She knew what that man was doing, going to embarrass her in the middle of the night. That's right, Megan. You take that man's last name off your Facebook so they know it's official.
And many speculate that this is going to cost Andy big financially.
You're f***ed when you go to court. When those two go to court to divorce their significant others, oh my God, that judge is going to look at them and say, what happened? At a Coldplay concert? On a jumbotron? Give them whatever they want. Double the child support. Triple the alimony.
But is this true? TikToker Sapphire Legal, who is a California-based attorney dealing with prenups and divorces, chimed in to clear some things up.
The biggest misconception I'm seeing about this genre of CEO scandal is that his wife, Maggie Kerrigan, is going to take him for everything because he got caught cheating. That's not how this works. As a divorce attorney, I can tell you that that's not necessarily true. There are many states that are no-fault divorce states, like California and Massachusetts, where Andy Byron and his wife live, I believe, which means that infidelity doesn't guarantee a bigger payout. A judge can consider a spouse's conduct when dividing assets, but that doesn't mean she walks away with his entire net worth just because he got caught cheating.
But many were also quick to point out the often forgotten collateral damage in situations like these, the children.
So crazy too that if you have children, they have to go to high school, college, or their place of work knowing that their father brought their side chick to the Coldplay concert. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. Absolutely not your side bitch.
And what about Kristen? Well, she is the chief people officer, basically head of HR at Astronomer, and as mentioned before, she is also currently married with children. She had a previous marriage that ended in 2018 and was finalized in 2022. And since the Coldplay concert debacle, she has been put on administrative leave for the time being.
She's married too. Meet Andrew Cabot, reportedly her husband. They just bought a house together 5 months ago off the Atlantic coast in New Hampshire for $2.2 million, and he's the owner of a rum company, the CEO and COO of Privateer Rum. And reportedly, on her LinkedIn account that she's now deleted, she's on the advisory board for his rum company since 2020. Here's another picture of him.
Andrew has yet to say or do anything in response to the scandal, and his company, Privateer Rum, did not respond when Men's Journal asked for comment. And people have thoughts on this CEO to CEO jump.
She cheated with one CEO with another CEO. Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. If I finish that song, should I get fired? Like that guy from the MasterChef?
If you're gonna be the side hoe and sleep your way to the top with your boss to get all your friends promoted and get you a nice fancy job title, then do not go to a Coldplay concert with him. Actually, you gotta be okay with going to an Applebee's. You gotta be okay with all your dates being at the Waffle House. So why are you at a high-profile concert with the man that you're having an affair with, who's the CEO of your company? And not to mention, the moment you got caught, all of you became bad actors, some Disney-level acting. Like, why are you, falling to the ground like you got shot? You gotta pretend like nothing happened.
Her poor family. Imagine finding out who your mother really is. Sad.
And what about that woman in the video standing next to Kristen, smiling ear to ear? Sleuths on the original video were quick to point her out as well. No one has mentioned how their senior director of people, Alyssa Stoddard, appears to be that super embarrassed smiling woman next to her too. Looping in your coworker/direct report to your potential work affair while you work in HR is wild work. Everyone. The embarrassed brunette next to them is Alyssa Stoddard, who was just promoted to VP of People on Kristen's team last week. It pays to keep secrets in corporate.
This lady right here, the apparent HR VP, the lady that was spotted smiling hysterically, just has her back turned as it all goes.
Alyssa Stoddard is the senior director of people at Astronomer, and she has worked with Kristen before. She was reportedly hired 5 months ago and just promoted days prior to the jumbotron incident taking place. So what happens when the people who are supposed to be in charge of keeping things like this from being permitted are the ones directly involved?
In all seriousness, who handles the HR violation when your CEO cheats with the head of HR and the other person at the Coldplay concert with them is also HR and already knew about the affair and apparently, according to the internet, just got promoted? Did she get promoted because she knew about the affair and kept it quiet? Who can say? But either way, there's so many HR violations in that Coldplay video, and I desperately want to know how this is going to be handled from an internal basis, given that HR were involved in the scandal. Like, HR are usually the people to sort out the scandal and protect the company. And yet they are part of why there is a huge liability for the company right now, because this is so public. We'd never heard of Astronomer as a company, and now we're crazily familiar. And I can't even imagine the board meetings that they're having right now in trying to figure it out, because the level of crisis of this, the fact that there's like tens of millions of views on that one video alone, and that's not even including the way that it spread like wildfire across the entire internet.
But according to Astronomer, Alyssa Stoddard was not at the event and no other employees were in the video. Despite this denial, some continue to speculate that it was Alyssa. They do share an undeniable resemblance after all, and it did seem as though Kristen nudged and spoke something to the smiling woman, so it was likely someone Kristen knew.
This woman is not, in fact, Alyssa Stoddard. It has been reported by New York Post that it was a misidentification, and they're admitting that they do look like doppelgangers. So it's not her.
And one commenter was glad to hear things finally being cleared up. Thank you for posting this. Finally, people are realizing 100% can confirm not Alyssa. Other sources have debunked this. She's one of my best friends, and it's very unfair that her name has been dragged for something she had no part in. But being that this was the CEO and head of HR with the company, and they were not doing that great a job of hiding their actions at the concert, others had to have known at Astronomer, right? According to this TikToker, her husband actually knew before the rest of the world did.
Asked my husband if he knew or had heard about the CEO drama, and he was like, oh yeah, I've known about that. And I was like, okay, what, like for a couple days? Because he's not on TikTok, and I've only seen about it on TikTok, but I'm sure there's articles, whatever. He was like, no, I've known for months. Because he knows a guy that worked there, and apparently the other people knew about it, yeah?
It was a common, like, secret, not secret in the company.
That's crazy.
Now, there's no way to prove these TikTokers' claims, but there are several reports that people from the company, as well as former employees of Andy's, are actually celebrating his current downfall.
Now, according to the New York Post, current and former employees had actually created a group chat in and around this company. Now, one of the former employees in the group chat said that they were laughing their ass off at the news about finding out about Andy's affair. According to that source, it says that the text groups and chains of former employees are like, everybody's laughing their off and enjoying the hell out of what's happening to him and him getting exposed. Byron allegedly has a reputation as an aggressive, sales-obsessed executive who can be toxic.
And one of those employees decided to take to TikTok to share more.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
If you think his marriage is the only thing that Andy Byron ran into the ground, then I've got a funny story about karma for you. Before being Astronomer CEO, Andy Byron was also Chief Revenue Officer of a different software company, where he hired a lot of hardworking, great people with high hopes for their careers by promising them the opportunity of a lifetime that would completely change their future, solve any financial worries their family or children might ever have. I also had the questionable privilege of being interviewed and hired by him. As you can imagine, he's very persuasive, considering he managed to convince his own chief people officer to go to a public concert while they were having an affair. He also convinced me and a lot of my former colleagues to join him in that company. He convinced investors to invest almost $2 billion. Myself and countless other employees invested their savings into employee stock options. And in a tale as old as capitalism itself, when the company went bust and was sold off for pennies on the dollar, him and other top-level executives left with golden parachutes worth millions of dollars, while low-level employees like myself and many of my colleagues lost tens and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars of their own savings. If you badly treat and take advantage of people, karma will at some point get you. And sometimes that karma is called Chris Martin of Coldplay. Viva la vida.
And apparently, this is not Andy's first cheating scandal either. This wasn't the first time he's done this. He did this to his first wife, whom he had 2 children with while he was at the company called Cyber Reason. He was caught with a sales girl at that company. He's also a very toxic leader from what I've heard from people who worked for him. But just in case anyone was feeling any kind of doubt as to whether or not Andy and Kristen were actually cheating on their spouses,
that couple from the company at the Coldplay concert was not cheating. It's very obvious that she was choking. He was giving her the Heimlich maneuver. That's why his hands were around her waist, because he was trying to give her the Heimlich maneuver. That's why her face was so red. You guys are actually overreacting, and if anything, he saved her life, and it was a company outing. Like, all of the employees were obviously there, so y'all just like to make something out of nothing.
Thankfully, we live in a world of mobile devices, and other phones caught the pair canoodling from other angles during different parts of the show.
TMZ just released a new video of Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot. Such a good song, too. You can see here, they're obviously kissing. If either of them were going to use an excuse like they were just holding each other and they hadn't progressed to anything else, that certainly isn't going to work now. We have full proof.
And this other one that really proves the couple didn't seem to be in a very good hiding place for people who were doing something shady.
Oh my God. It's no wonder you were photographed in such a conspicuous position.
And though they weren't being very secretive with their secret, what are the chances of getting caught on the jumbotron and then that exact moment being caught on camera and shared for the whole world to see?
Honestly, it serves them right, but imagine you're at a Coldplay concert and you've done all this work to sneak around, hide your affair, everything you've done, and then you go to a concert and they're like, you guys, big screen, viral. That's why you don't cheat.
Well, one TikToker actually did the math.
I used ChatGPT to see what the odds were of being on that kiss cam at Gillette Stadium at the Coldplay concert. So let me give you the numbers. So I first started with how many people were at the Coldplay concert. Approximately 65,000 fans were in attendance at Coldplay concert. The stadium has a seating capacity of 64,628. Okay? There you go. Then I went to ChatGPT and I said, what are the odds of being on the kiss cam at Gillette Stadium with a crowd of 64,628? So in the odds format, it is 1 in 6,500. Now, the camera, according to ChatGPT, the camera is not random. It does look for affection. So, bottom line, it says if it's choosing 5 real couples during a game, you have 0.0155% chance, or 1 in 6,500, to be on that camera.
And this little private moment of theirs being made very public has garnered quite the response, and its reach has stretched way past the internet to include sporting events, celebrities, big retail, and food brands.
The way the sports world has run away with the CEO Jumbotron stuff is giving me life. Stadiums are just putting the kiss cam on random people, and everyone just seems to know what to do. It's kind of unifying.
Even actor Seth Green took the opportunity to recreate the moment during a soccer game.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Uh-oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
KFC tweeted, just know our sides are always HR approved. And IKEA shared a photo alongside the caption, don't get caught without these. Drama-free cuddles guaranteed, HR approved. And others joined in, suggesting ways that the pair could have possibly avoided getting caught during their moment in the spotlight.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay?
But things weren't done crumbling down after the avalanche caused by the Jumbotron spotlight.
Astronomer CEO Andy Byron has officially resigned from the company. The company with a pretty interesting statement after his resignation, saying our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability. And recently, that standard was not met. Andy Byron has tendered his resignation and the board of directors has accepted, going on to say that they're committed to values and culture.
He has also deactivated his LinkedIn account.
We have some breaking news. A lot of you have been asking for an update on Kristen Cabot. Well, she has resigned from Astronomer. I'm still standing by my original prediction that she is still going to fight tooth and nail for her severance package, but we'll see if she goes ahead and levies a harassment claim. We'll see if she takes them to court. This is all still developing, and there is no word yet on the status of her marriage. So we're still finding out a lot more about Kristen, but we do finally have confirmation that she has resigned as well. And maybe they're gonna go make resignation babies. I don't know.
And Chris Martin added in a little extra precaution as he continued on with the Jumbotron segment of his show following the affair reveal.
Okay, now listen. Are you two a couple? Are you two a legitimate couple?
He also made sure to be more clear as the tour continued.
We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd. How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put some of you on the big screen. So please, if you haven't done your makeup, do your makeup now.
A few seconds on the Jumbotron flipped Andy's life upside down, all while former employees watched and laughed from the sidelines. As fake apologies and fabricated statements flooded the internet, one thing is certain: the viral fallout is real, and there was no going back from here. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing so that we can continue creating similar stories, like this one where one TikToker's decision to do a DNA test kit ended up uncovering a decades-old secret that landed her grandma in jail.